this is me, Ruowen Huang. Before I begin, let me first introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. I want to use this opportunity to wrap up my Take Care of Your Body series. As I say, many of the people start asking me what kind of area that I'm focusing on. I'm really focusing on all area, but since I'm doing Take Care of Your Body, I'm trying to, complete it, but it took me forever. But anyway, before I get into the topic, let me do my usual disclaimer. I'm not a doctor, not planning to be one. If you have any physical discomfort or any vision problem, please consult your optometrist. So, psychic should never be the first person you go to if you have any physical illness or discomfort or anything wrong with it. But the reason I'm sharing with it is because I believe our body is simply the vessel for our soul. So I'm simply sharing my opinion with you, hoping while you are receiving the proper treatment, you would like to know how you can take care of your soul. That's where you can take my opinion as reference. So, vision. Since our body simply reflect our soul command, what does vision have to do? On the previous episode, I talked about your brain function, as your perception, and then every organ that connect to the brain pretty much is a tool for your perception to get corrected or to get, refined or, improve or evolve, etc. So eyes take very big part of it. As many of you always heard that, your eye is basically the door of your soul. People can read into your soul or, see through you through eyes. Eye does take big part of it. So that's why I will make an episode of it. So, many of you been asking me, what does that have to do then? Okay, if every part of your body connect to the certain setting or things of your soul command, what would your vision have to do? Your eyes have to do with your body. It have a lot to do as it is. It have a lot to do with your vision. Your vision had tie in very closely to your perception. How you see things, how you decide things, how you have a perception of things. Your eye take a big part of it. But, make it easier for you guys to understand. It have a lot to do with your vision. So let's put it into people who have nearsighted. That have a lot to do with their mind hold on or cling on to certain ideas, certain beliefs, certain perception. Therefore, they might create a setting called I do not want to see, right? Or they have to see things very closely in order to see. It have a lot to do with how the soul command or perceive things. If they have certain idea how things should work, how things should function, you will see how it reflect on their body behavior too. If some people have a personality that need to dig through things, to see closely to things, to really dig to the bottom of things, you will mostly see they will have eyesight problem as well. Or if people have certain command or believing, I do not want to see or I don't want to see certain thing, they may also have a vision problem as well. So as I say, vision tying very closely to your perception, how your perception, and you have an idea, you have certain, whether this idea is right or wrong, we do not know. But if you clinging on to certain belief and certain idea, certain perception, and that belief tying closely to how you analyze things, how you discover things, or how you get to know the world that may also impact your eyesight as well. So aside from that, there is also people who was born with it, and then you're like, well, I don't understand. Since they were just born and my children was born with eyesight problem, what problem would they have? They're simply a children. So it's very simple. It's nothing to do with how old they are. It's everything to do with their soul setting. Let's say If a soul have serious perception problem, meaning they always judge with their eye, judge with what they see, in a soul level, that's really not what we call balance. So, it's very likely before he or she come to become a human in this life and wanna focusing on more to feel or more not to be impacted by what they see, it's very likely on the soul plan it was born with a vision problem. So just so that way their perception is not so dominantly depending on what they see. So those are the reasons why. So if you have kids that are born with an eyesight problem, they may tend to be more sensual or sensitive or intuitive. You usually come with different senses that which they are supposed to enhance in this very particular life. So that's another angle you can look into it. So instead of focusing on, oh, poor them, I really want them to see, maybe it's also good to enhance their other sensation, which would later become the tool of their life in this very particular life for them to feel, for them to sense it. So those one angle you can look into from a soul perspective. And then the other thing you can also look into is the right or left eyes, because sometimes people born with only one eye got a problem, not both eye got a problem. So as I say, everything on the head mirror basically directly to how your brain functions. So we all know right eyes focusing on your creativity, which your right brain focus more on your creativity, while your left brain focus more on your logical mind, mathematical mind, and etc. So if you're born with one eyesight not function properly, for example, it mirrors directly to how the brain function. So it may be from the soul setting, you overuse your part of your brain, like one or the other, therefore it become a problem. So it's very easy to check on yourself. You're like, oh, my right eye got no problem, but my left eye seems to have, cannot see, doesn't see properly, or seems to have dysfunction. That's also based on if you were born with this. As I say, if you were born with it, it have a lot to do with how your soul was setting before. But if it will later on develop into a problem, that's most likely based on how you function or how you behave, then eventually create that problem. So those are the areas you can look into. So if my right eye doesn't have any problem, but my left eye seems to have bigger problem that might mirror directly to I overuse my logical brain, and I may have to find a way to balance it, or my soul have a tendency or overuse my logical brain. So this very particular life is teaching you to feel more, sense more, or be more creative of it. So those are the areas you guys can all look into. As I say, it's only for your reference. If you have any eyesight problem, do talk to your optometrist. So that would be the better. So if your right eye, that may be you overly abuse, now your brain tend to be more active on your right brains. Therefore, try to balance out, try to do some logical things to balance your soul. Another thing people are curious about farsighted, that is, most of us grow to a certain age. Like we believe it's aging. We go to a certain age, we start having farsighted. Like we can only see far, but we cannot see close. That have a lot to do with how my soul setting as well. As the soul continue evolving and growing, they should come to this so-called very relaxed mind. Relaxed mind in a soul level, you are not supposed to cling on to what's around here. You're supposed to see far. You're supposed to have a further vision and then see the bigger picture. When you are able to see a bigger picture, you then will not be cling on to the small thing and sweat over small stuff. So those have a lot to do with the mind setting. So for someone who is constantly working on themselves spiritually or something, they eventually learn, sure, I would not sweat over small stuff or things like that. they don't necessarily, or at least from what I've seen so far, they don't necessarily experiencing eyesight change or much different. And then they got to really just lay back and enjoy their life. So anyway, those are, hopefully this is my last episode about taking care of your body. Again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Facebook or go to subscribe my YouTube channel or my website, ruowen.com. Till then, next time. Bye now.